right, Shalom, Akim. First and foremost, we want to give all honor and glory to
Yahawah'S, Yahawah'S, Rakakwadash.
We want to give double honor to our elder apostles and elder bishops, great millstone, rule well, and peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. All right, those are high spirit, we in Judah. All right, today I want to go into a topic entitled Godliness with Content is Great Gain. And it's basically off the inspiration of being a minimalist. And it's true. Because, Esau always puts titles on things when he does it. But basically, it's the Most High putting spirit on some brothers to really be minimalist. Because the Americans, the Western mindset suffers from a mental illness of excess. Americans suffer from a mental illness of having excess. And they have a mental illness of insatiability or being insatiable. So even when they buy something off of lust through something called consumerism, they want another version of it. They want more of it. They're never satisfied. So that's like a mental illness in the modern mindset, man.
And we ain't Americans, man.
And we're not Americans. So what separates us from the Edomites, man, and the other nations and the 2/3 of our people? What's the nature of a Hebrew? They might call it the country boys, because the other Kazak Ya'ala, the brother Kazak Ya'ala, all right, you went into that years ago, how I think the Assyrians called Israel shepherd kings.
Yeah.
The Assyrians called Israel shepherd kings, man. All right, am I correct?
I want to say it was the Egyptians.
The Egyptians called Israel shepherd kings.
With Hyksos.
But it's kind of like calling us country, man.
Country boys.
Country boys, man, because Egypt was like it's like a big city, man.
Yeah.
Like down south, you got something called Memphis. But they got the name from the city in Egypt. All right, Memphis, Egypt. All right, but the point is, man, all right, part of our nature, today they would call it like country, or he country, man. Now, that's not saying Israel didn't have cities. Israel had cities. But Israel wasn't materialistic, man. All right, let me see if I get that scripture right quick. With Proverbs.
I think it's something that the wicked leader Edom did too. They basically tricked the people off they land, like the farms, and people want to go to the big cities to make money.
Yep. Because real value is what the earth can provide. And that's pretty much the point, man. Real value is what the earth can provide, and once you detox from the mental illness of materialism, you realize that everything you need is provided from Yahawah'S, all right, through the planet Earth, man. All right, everything you need is the planet Earth, and you're gonna find out that the real skill, all right, contrary to guys like Kevin Samuel, is not being this high value man. All right, the real skill is really utilizing the earth to sustain yourself and your family.
Hey, cause them high value men he talk about, they ain't hunting, they ain't fishing.
They don't know about none of that shit, man. All right, maybe some do, but the majority of them, they don't, And I'm not being biased because I grew up down south, but I didn't know nothing about that. I grew up in the metropolitan area, the concrete jungle, man. But the point is, that was part of the veil. That's a veil that all your money, you work on the grid. Then you take the money from the grid and you buy things that Esau manufactured through his facilities, man. All right? But let me get that scripture, Proverbs. Why did I get this? Proverbs 30 and 8. Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me. All right? Lest I be full and deny thee, because the average high value man, he probably got a perfect crisp hairline, a perfect crisp line around his beard. He only has his beard because it's the trend now. All right? So, in other words, he doesn't care about Yahawah'S. All right? That's denying him. He's not on the highways and the byways unless he's a secret disciple. All right? Lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is Yahweh? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of Yahweh in vain, because Yahawah'S is a provider for his elect. It tells you in the scriptures that he have care for his elect. So if he have care for his elect, that means he's going to provide for his elect. That means he's going to discipline his elect when they go off. All right? But the point is, you don't have to steal if you have the earth. That's right. So that's why I was saying godliness with, being content through Yahawah'S, because a lot of the things that you worry about, all right, there's really a mental illness through being institutionalized on Esau's grid.
Yeah, bro.
So like you have a fear that you'll lose your job. Well, a farmer doesn't have a fear that he's gonna lose his job.
No.
All right. You might have a fear. Okay. The pandemic, eviction notice. Well, you got guys leaving their jobs and leaving everything they have just to be a minimalist, just to live off the grid, just to build a cabin in the woods, just to be a backpacker. You got people that spend most of their year backpacking, and here you are accumulating stuff. And even this commercial company, this particular commercial travel agency, I want to say it's Expedia. They always put emphasis on, at the end of your life, you're not going to be proud that you bought this new watch, that you bought this new furniture. You're probably going to be proud of the experiences that you had, man. And I believe that. And basically what they're saying, buy experiences, because it's a traveling agency, right? And that's true. You know how many I've lost watches, I've lost cologne. And this is saying I was wrong for buying it. That's okay to buy that. But I lost most of the things that I bought. But Esau put that magic in your face, man.
It's like the only thing, if the Lord was to take us out, the only thing you can't take from this life with you is experience.
The only thing you can't take is experience, man. And like, if brothers, it's not wise to go out the country right now, but even going to a different city, breathe a different air. Hey, go to a museum in that city, go to a park, whatever, man. Those experiences stay with you, man. And that's what really molds you to who you are. And the scriptures goes into a man with experience, man. But going back to minimalism, man, I'm not about to let Esau beat me to the punch. Because if Esau is neglecting the ways of his own kingdom to become a minimalist, what does it say about you? If your oppressor is saying fuck Egypt, if the Egyptians are saying, man, fuck this Egypt shit, man, and they becoming backpackers,
right, bro,
and they're learning to raise their family off the grid, and by no way, shape, or form am I promoting brothers and sisters to live off the grid. I don't live off the grid. But what I'm saying, Esau is neglecting materialism. Esau is neglecting consumerism. He's detaching from that shit. And that's who promoted that to us, man. Esau is the so-called white man is doing away with the American dream. How in the world can 380 million people go to bed at night and have the same dream that night, man? Why do you all have to have this $500,000 a year job, $250,000 a year job, all right? This big house, all these cars, just to prove yourself to some promiscuous woman, man. Or the hell's this perfect family?
The Matrix.
The Matrix, man. People often ask you, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I play games because I don't let them know my right hand. But I say, man, I might see myself in the cabin just to play with their mind. But what's wrong with that? You see? It's the Matrix, man. But the point of this is not like I'm not pushing living off the grid. But what I am pushing, it says in 2nd Esdras, we gotta be as pilgrims, man.
Open your damn mind.
Open your mind. Like I said, a lot of things that stress you and worries you is the result of what Esau is gonna give and what he's gonna shut off from you, man. But at the end of the day, Esau really can't shut off the planet Earth from you, man. Now he got the drones and he got the military, but just in theory, Esau can't shut off the Earth. And the majority of America, it's more land than cities. You see, when you go to any state, it's like 5 major cities in each state, but the rest of it is grassland, is woods. But we're afraid of that. I'm renting right now. Let me get this
You in the spirit,
You know how you've been institutionalized in the Matrix? When you're scared to take herbs. When you go to the herbal store, I'm like, man, you already can't help pronounce it. Because I've been there. I remember when I first started going to the herbal store.
Yeah.
You already can't help pronounce it. But in the back of your mind, you're afraid to take the herb. You're like, will it hurt me? Here you are. You've been raised off Skittles and 9-laters. And you ate pork and catfish and shrimp growing up. But you're at the herbal store like, man, will that hurt me?
But Jacob take a Tylenol or Benadryl.
Real quick. And it is hurting you, man. Don't you know that your beautiful vessel is like handcrafted from the earth? Because even as men, right, you get your spirit from your father, all right? You get your spirit from your father, but you might get your looks from your mother. You might get that phenotype, I think they call it a phenotype, from your mom. Well, we get our spirit from Yahawah'S, but these bodies come from Mother Earth. So anything you need is already contained in Mother Earth.
Hey, said Mother Earth, because the woman, she's like a nurse.
She's a nurse.
So she got those nutrients in the earth for us, man.
And nutrients goes back to the word nourish. And nurse is where, like, nourish is when you're nursing, you're nourishing somebody. It's all, I believe it goes back to the same word. But you said nutrients, but if you look at the word nutrients in the etymology, it goes back to the word nourish. So you get your nourishment from earth, not no fucking plant. Not no plant facility.
Yeah,
but an actual plant. And the animals that the Lord permitted us to eat, they eat plants.
Yep.
There's power in green. There's power in putting leafy greens in your blender. All right, there's power in putting roots in your blender.
You putting life in you.
Yeah, man. Hey, you put life in you, man. We have to put life in us. But the point is, man, the things we need. All right, I'm gonna get the scripture. The things we need is already here. In Sirach, it goes into like the principal things of life to man. It went into iron. It went into fire. It went into shelter. I want to say milk.
Yeah, milk is mentioned.
Yeah, we know it's water. All right, and bread.
Said blood of the grape.
The blood of the grape, which is a Mediterranean staple. All right, but you can literally live out the principal things. Now fast forward 3,000 years now to when that scripture was written. Now you have actual humans in America neglecting that first world construct and going out in the elements, man.
This is heavy too, because the scripture you had mentioned is Sirach. Like, you pair that with Matthew 6:33, that's all you need.
Yeah, man.
You know?
So really, yeah, it's right, brother. Hey, the physical detachment, it really starts with the spiritual detachment. First, you got to unplug from the matrix and realize the things you were depending on. Well, you was basically staying on the king of Egypt. You were depending on the king of Egypt, his goodies, his dainties, man. But the earth, hey, man, come on, man. That's how you know that you reach a certain milestone when you get sick and then you go to the herbs. You reach that milestone. When you start depending on what Yahawah'S gave you through the earth, that's when you reach a certain milestone. Even majority of your diet, if the majority of your diet, it comes from the earth as opposed to like the facility, that's another milestone.
Yep.
Now, you're going to eat your little jump here and there. But, I see like brothers eating peanuts and bananas. Brothers eat that, they eat stuff like from the farmer's market. They might get some grass-fed cow. They might get that lamb. That's another milestone too in this truth, man.
When you used to eat that?
I ain't grow up eating lamb, man.
All his sauce.
Yeah, come on, tell
God
me,
damn it,
man.
All type of bullshit we used to eat, man.
We got relatives, man. Because when they was growing up, Generation X, the baby boom generation, not the Generation X, the baby boom generation, when they was growing up in the South, they was eating that turtle, hog-head South. My grandparents and my aunts, you know what I mean?
Red rolls, sausage and shit.
Red roll sausages, yep.
Man.
But everybody getting wiped out.
Yeah.
If you ain't down over bullshit in the streets, you get your body can't take that, man.
Everybody you see is overweight, bro.
Yeah. But what they don't motherfucking tell you is that you're not supposed to eat this sanitation workers. You're not supposed to eat scavengers. All right? They have a beautiful purpose in the earth to cleanse.
That's right.
But you're not supposed to eat the maintenance workers, man. They're here to maintain the earth. All right? That's why the Most High put that, like a lot of unclean animals, they got a certain spirit on them when you really want to get around them.
Yeah.
Or they'll be ugly,
That's okay, stay away.
Yeah. And I'm assuming that's why they call hateful birds. Like, in Revelation, it says America is going to be a habitation for hateful birds.
Yeah.
Because I think in those, they call it hateful because they probably like always surround your settlements. Eat, how you got raccoons? They eat what you have. They'll sneak in, like you're at a picnic, and they'll eat everything y'all eat. They'll steal your food. Like a hateful bird, they eat everything around you, But that's only, speculation. 1 Timothy 6:6. But godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. And having food and raiment, let us be there with content. So I'm willing, man, through the Spirit, for whoever's ears this has landed on, then you will see that with Yahawah'S earth, all right, that's our planet, and you can never be without. But with that, I hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Once again, we want to give our honor and glory to
Yahawah, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Kakwadash.
Double _ elder apostles and elder bishops of great millstone rule well. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. Abba Ball.
Abba Ball.
Come Yahawah's.
Come Yahawah's.
Shalom.
Shalom.